Everyone is panicking about AI taking over our jobs, but is it actually happening right now? Today we are cutting through the noise and looking at brand new, real-world data from the Anthropic Economic Index to see what is really going on.
Right, and the findings are honestly surprising. Previous studies just guessed what AI could do based on theoretical job descriptions, but Anthropic looked at how people are actually using their AI model, Claude, in the real professional world, and matched that with the US Department of Labor database.
So what is the final verdict? Are we all getting replaced by algorithms tomorrow?
Far from it. The actual impact of AI right now is way lower than the theoretical predictions. For example, older studies predicted that 94% of computer and math tasks could potentially be accelerated by AI. But the real-world data shows Claude is only covering about 33% of those tasks.
Wow, 94 down to 33? Why is there such a massive gap between theory and reality?
Because while AI can handle a lot of small, specific tasks, it struggles with the most important and time-consuming parts of a complex job. Researchers looked at exactly how much time each task takes and whether AI is fully automating it or just acting as a collaborative assistant.
Okay, but for the tasks it is actually doing, who is taking the biggest hit? Who has the highest AI exposure?
Programmers are actually at the top of the list. About 74.5% of their daily tasks can be covered by AI. Customer service is another one, with the highest rate of full automation. On the flip side, physical jobs like chefs, mechanics, or lifeguards have exactly zero AI exposure.
That makes sense. But does high exposure mean mass layoffs for all these white-collar workers?
This is where it gets really interesting. The jobs are not necessarily disappearing, but their fundamental DNA is changing. For many white-collar jobs, we are seeing something called de-skilling. AI takes over the complex tasks that used to require a high-level degree.
Give me a tangible example of this de-skilling.
Take technical writing. It used to require nearly 19 years of education to analyze specific field developments. Now AI does that heavy lifting, and the human is left with basic tasks like drawing rough sketches to explain materials, which only requires about 13 years of education. The professional moat you spent years building is basically collapsing.
So the job still exists, but anyone can do it now, which means salaries will probably drop. That sounds rough.
Exactly. Or the exact opposite happens. Upskilling. Take real estate managers. AI handles the boring administrative stuff, so humans are forced to focus purely on high-level negotiations and complex stakeholder communication. The barrier to entry shoots up, and only a tiny group of elites survive in the industry.
So either your degree becomes useless, or you have to become an absolute elite to survive. Speaking of demographics, who exactly is sitting in these high-exposure white-collar jobs?
The data shows it is highly educated individuals, with a significantly higher proportion of women and Asian workers. In the most exposed jobs, the percentage of women is about 16 points higher than in low-exposure jobs. These are people with advanced degrees.
But wait, if they are so exposed, why aren't we seeing unemployment rates skyrocket in the news?
Because of a statistical trap, you only count as unemployed if you lose a job you already had. AI is not causing massive immediate layoffs. Instead, it is quietly freezing hiring. Since the release of ChatGPT, the entry rate for high-exposure jobs has dropped by 14%.
Ah, I see. It is not kicking people out of the room, it is just locking the door from the inside.
That is the perfect way to put it. The people suffering the most are the young, highly educated graduates who can't even get their foot in the door to get a job title in the first place. The data shows this hiring slowdown is heavily concentrated on younger workers, while older workers are mostly keeping their seats.
So the real AI crisis isn't a sudden wave of firing, but a slow, silent squeeze on the next generation of highly educated knowledge workers, especially young people and women. Fascinating, and definitely a wake-up call. Thanks for breaking down the Anthropic data for us today.